Hi guys, this YouTuber is MJH and he's stressing the heck out. Why? Because he just lost his job and he can't seem to find another one. You might be going through the same situation.
Hey guys, this is a bit of an update from my last video. Apologies if the lighting is a bit much. I can see it shining off the top of my forehead, but it's just in the room that I'm in. Um, so yeah, just an update. Still looking for a job. Obviously in the previous video, I mentioned that I was sacked. Well, no, I wasn't sacked. I resigned. I was put on I had a meeting for my performance review, and that's just added to the anxiety, to the depression, fear, nervousness, lack of confidence, lack of motivation. And what it's done now, I've noticed it's made me shut off for my friends. I keep getting phone calls. I don't know if anyone's been through this, but my friends are the kind of, they see things as like, well, you can't leave without finding another job. So when I tell them it's going to be all this, oh, but you can't do that. That's stupid. You need to get another job. Oh, what are you doing? They don't really think of the mental health side of things.
That's a tough deal. If you're having a mental health issue with your job, yes, you need to get out of that job, but your friends have a good point. You should have another job lined up. It's one of those tough situations. If you end up taking on a job that you don't like, it's hard to already have a job waiting for you, right? So I know what this guy's going through.
I never used to think of the mental health side of things, so I can't really, judge them too much on that. But it's a big deal. And if I did stay in that job, who knows what I would have done. So um, I'm still looking for a job. I'm going on Monster, Reed, LinkedIn, Total Jobs, Indeed, nothing. Nothing. I just keep getting the emails, thank you for your application. Unfortunately, I pretty much browse until I see the unfortunately bit, and then I just delete. A lot of the times I feel to email them back and saying "f you," but it's not a great idea. Um, so yeah, it's affected my sort of perception on speaking to my friends and how it's gonna go. So I can't be asked to keep explaining myself. Um, my mood. Some days I'm better than the other days. I really have been watching a lot of YouTube videos in regards to being positive when you're not in work. Um, it helps, but I think for it to help continuously, I keep needing to have the YouTube videos keep playing throughout my day because it's just like you take a drug and then the effects wear off and then so you're back to the same reality. I really want to change the direction of my life. I really want to be more of a positive person and more of a, you know, like just see the world glass half full and just know the job will come to me. I know there's issues because what we're in December, I don't even know what day it is, 16th or something like that. So Christmas is around the corner, and obviously this is going to affect the job market. A lot of people are on holiday now, and the business is slowing down. So obviously, it's probably the wrong time to find a job. But when you see your bank account and it's so low, when you've got your partner buying you stuff because you can't afford to get it, because you have no money coming in.
If you at home have ever been in MJH's situation where you look at your bank account and it is frighteningly low, where you look to your partner as your source of income, at least temporarily, because you're so low on finances, and all you can think about is after you've paid one bill, there's almost always another one waiting to be paid. I've been in these stressful situations. I think many of us have. If you'd like to share any of your specific situations, feel free down in the comments.
It gets a bit stark. I've gone on certain like freelance sites as well, to try and get jobs. Nothing. I'm in a bit of a pickle. You know, I'm. I've told people, the presents like, yeah, my godson, I can't get him nothing this year. Maybe January sells, but I'm just calculating the stuff. Even it was embarrassing when I went with my partner to shopping the other day. Bill came up to like 100 something. We're just getting stuff for Christmas and whatnot because my family are coming round to ours for Christmas, and the count, the checkout um, lady, she looks at me and there's nothing, there's no money coming for me, My girl pays the hundred and something, and I'm trying to give her a £20 note because I just feel like I need to contribute something. And it's a low feeling. It's very low, very demoralizing. She's like, "Oh, don't worry, I've got you." But I'm very much a proud man. I've always looked after myself. I've always seen myself as more of a leader, more of a person that will support things. I want to be that guy. If I'm in a family, I want to be the provider. And I can't provide jack, it seems. So I'm learning to do a front where I'm positive in front of people and stuff. But when I get on a camera like this is where I can air my views and to say how I really feel. I don't know if anyone else are you having the same issue around about this time, trying to look for a job, not having anything to go back on. You know, um, how do you feel? Like, I'm really hoping something will come. If it doesn't look like it's going to happen this month, but I'm hoping January. But I'm going to have to contact a Universal Credit to get some money to come in because there's nothing coming in from my side. I don't know how much I'll get, to be honest with you. So yeah, this is added to the depression and mental health. You know, I'm just I can't remember what it's like to be me. You know.
His last words there, I can't remember what it's like to be me, you know? That is a tough, tough deal. A lot of times when we lose a job, when we're in situations like this, we think, okay, I've got a little money in savings, I can cover my bills. But then what happens? You have Christmas come up, you have birthdays, you have holidays. And he's right. When all of a sudden you're draining your partner's funds, it can really make you feel lowly. Are there some things we can do to pep ourselves up? Yes, I have the perfect thing. Check this out. Guys, this is Dr. Gregory Simcoe, and he's going to tell us about how walking can literally help people like MJH while they're dealing with temporary depression because of things like stress when it comes to finances and maybe even trying to find a job.
Hello, my name is Dr. Greg Symko, and can simply walking every day help our depression, anxiety, pain, what have you? And in short, yes, it can, and it can do it rather significantly. Walking every day and less than a half hour a day, which is not significantly much, about 9 miles a week, can actually help with depression, anxiety, back pain, any kind of pain in your body, because we're meant to walk. Walking is a unique human phenomenon, and it comes from our frontal lobes, which is right here. Our frontal lobes control this walking without you even thinking about it. Once you learn how to walk, you walk. Now, the other interesting thing about walking is that the pathways we use to think about things are the same pathways we use to walk. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, Dr. Semko, it is interesting because let's take MJH's scenario. He's at his wit's end. He wants to find a job. He's not able to. He's coming down to earth with his expectations, thinking, hey, I'll find a job next month, right? But the reality is, if you go on a walk, it literally helps you think better. It clears your mind. It makes you feel better. All of a sudden, you can strategize and come up with ideas. For example, a lot of people do gig stuff, right? You can go to Grubhub, you can go to do Lyft or Uber. Now, that's not necessarily the best idea you'll come up with when you're walking, but the point is, when you walk, your brain thinks at its highest levels.
So, walking helps with a lot of things. Now, as you see in our society today, we don't really do that much walking. We do a lot of driving, we do a lot of sitting at work, we do a lot of sitting at home, whether eating dinner or watching TV or what have you. We tend not to be very active, and our brains thrive on activity. Activity activates our brain because, again, as I said, the same pathways we use to think, we use to walk or move our arms or hands or what have you. Just by moving your fingers, you can actually excite a certain part of your brain that you use for thinking. That's pretty fascinating. So let's get back to walking. Research has been done on simply, let's say, low back pain. In Kenya, they did a research where they compared the incidence, in other words, how much low back pain occurred per population of people who worked in an office in Kenya and people in a tribe, a village. They discovered that the people who worked in an office actually had a higher incidence or higher occurrence of back pain per person than those in a village. Well, in an office, what do you do all day long? You sit. In a village, you do a lot of walking. The other study was done that compared or determined if walking can actually help depression. Well, they did a study where they compared a group of people who basically didn't take medication and just walked, and they did extremely well. Another study showed that walking increased brain volume. They discovered that 9 miles a week of walking was the optimum amount to increase brain volume. Now, increasing brain volume means that your activity of your brain is a lot more, is greater than if you just sat around and did nothing. A higher active brain, in a lot of ways, especially if it's balanced, is very good for you.
Now, I know some people are rolling their eyes thinking this shit is boring. Guys, this shit is actually very exciting because as we hit our 30s, as we hit our 40s, as we hit our 50s, as we have things like COVID affect our lives, a lot of us get struck with things like fogginess. And a lot of us aren't necessarily as sharp or quick as we might have been 10 or 15 years ago. I believe that when you walk, especially every day, about a half hour a day before work, ideally first thing in the morning, it really helps sharpen that pencil that is our brain. And if you can start your day thinking your best, right? And if you can get healthier in the process, that's not boring at all, guys. That's exciting. That's how you can start to get back to normal.
As opposed to a lower activity of your brain where you do have a tendency of creating more imbalances, having more pain, more depression, more anxiety, things of that nature. So walking has been proven time and time again to have a significant positive impact in our lives. And studies have shown it's about 9 miles a week, which comes out to about a half hour to 45 minutes a day, which is not that significant. How this all connects is that the frontal lobe projects its information. So you have the frontal lobe is putting out information into your entire body, and 90% of its output goes through an area of the nervous system called, in short, the PMRF. The PMRF is all about balance, all about muscle tone, all about posture, and all about pain regulation. So you see, if your frontal lobe is working well, that PMRF will work well and will actually reduce a great deal of the discomfort that you might be feeling. So what can you do? Walk 30 to 45 minutes a day, every day of the week.
And it will help a lot. And not only will it help a lot with your mind and thinking at your best, right? But it'll really help you lose a lot of weight. I believe in 2 or 3 months, you can probably lose a good 20 to 30 pounds. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. I want to say thank you for visiting us. Come back again tomorrow. We'll see you then.